All right, babies, it's that time again. Oh, yeah. Oh! We're in Luke 1, and I'm really having trouble with it. Why? Because I don't know if I believe it. That's right, baby. I don't know if I believe in the virgin birth. Oh, no! And the whole story with, you know, visiting her cousin and before John the Baptist is born, you know, he leaps in her womb because Jesus is nearby. I mean, stranger things have happened. And certainly God is capable of all things, miraculous or otherwise. So, but I guess my point with all of it is it really doesn't matter. What matters is loving Jesus and having Jesus in you and realizing only His Spirit can change you and only He can love others through you, and trusting Him to do all of that. That's what matters. The rest of it doesn't matter. I'll tell you another one. You'll like this one. I'm not even concerned about his body being raised. I do believe it was, though. And you'll be surprised to hear why. Because of the Shroud of Turin. There is no way that image can have radiated into a cloth hundreds of years ago. You can't manufacture that with paint. So there is no technology other than a raised body. So, yeah. But even that, I don't think it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. What matters is we know that Jesus passed from death to life and then made His Spirit available to all who believe and ask for Him. That's what matters. So, you know, you can quibble about it if you want. You can quote the Bible where Paul says, if we don't believe He was physically raised from the dead, then we of all people are of the most miserable. No. Wrong. Incorrect. Jesus could have been born just like the rest of us are born, lived a miraculous life, died the way all of us will die, by breathing our last, and translated into the presence of God forever, like the rest of us hope to. It could just simply be that. But because He lived a miraculous life, and because He is our gateway to God, then stands to reason that stories would be created like virgin birth, resurrection, walking on water, multiplying the loaves and the fishes, commanding a storm to cease. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not laughing saying that's impossible. I'm just laughing saying only God could do those things. Was God operating in Jesus? Absolutely. Could he have done all those things? Absolutely. Do we have to believe that he did all those things? No. But what we do have to believe is that he came to earth to show us how to live. And that if we want our lives to be full, and for us to come into our fullness, then we have to receive him by his Spirit in us, so that his life, his essence, can continue to live and animate these carcasses. That's what we have to do. So y'all can quibble about the rest of it. I really don't care. But what blows my mind, I'll tell you, is that the Shroud of Turin actually isn't more widely understood to be authentic. Because there's no other possible way that image is on that cloth. There's no technology that explains it other than the miracle of Jesus's body being raised through it. I mean, go ahead. What's your theory? Wrong. So I feel like God has done all he could to give us evidence of how to live. And the fact that the world is still as screwed up as it is, that's our fault, baby. Not only did he show us how to do it, and actually engaged in every facet of human challenge and overcame it. But has given us the power to do it ourselves in the world, and we don't do it overall. I mean, obviously there are some Christians who understand how to live a victorious life, but shouldn't the world be at peace more than it is? Shouldn't more people be fed and be cared for than they are? Shouldn't there be more miracles being performed at the hands of Christians? Shouldn't more relationships be healed because of the influence of the Spirit of God in us to conduct our lives in a way that we are of great service to each other and praising and thanking God for giving us the power to transform the world? But instead we have just pockets of what I'm talking about instead of an entirely transformed planet. So we got work to do, people.